Hey, this is Victor with Southern Keto, and this is Keto in the Car. Today I want to talk about one thing that has been popping up. I get a lot of notifications about anything keto and all things keto in my news feeds. And one of the things that's been popping up lately has been keto gummies. Now, keto gummies are touted to be the miracle cure to help you get into ketosis. So I just want to take a few minutes to talk about that. You see some of the commercials about the keto gummies saying that it's going to help you with weight loss, that it's going to help you achieve your goals, and so many other claims that just sound too good to be true. And that's because they are. The keto diet is a way of eating that puts your body into a state of ketosis. And ketosis basically is using your body's own fat for fuel. So when you eat a lot of carbs, your body converts those carbs to sugar. And when your body can't do anything else with the carbs because there's such an excess, then it stores it as fat in your body. And so what ketosis does, by reducing the amount of carbs that you're eating, it forces your body to use either dietary fat that you're eating through your diet, or you use your body's own fat for fuel, which is ideal if you're wanting to lose weight. Now, there are so many other great benefits of keto, but probably the main reason that people go on the ketogenic diet or the keto diet is to lose weight. And in my opinion, it's the best way to do that, because by your body being in that state of ketosis, it has no choice other than to use fat as fuel, because there's no glycogen left in the muscles to pull from. Now, your body manufactures its own, so you never have to worry about that. You also get rid of all the water weight that you had, so there's nothing to pull from to fuel your body other than fat. And as long as you have fat and you're getting enough protein, which you will, the amount of protein that you really need in your body is much less than what you would think. As long as you're doing that, you don't have to worry about losing muscle. And if you combine the keto diet with intermittent fasting, then your body's actually repairing itself and using the protein to repair cells, getting rid of dead cells, and regenerating your body, basically. So that's how you get into ketosis. So how do ACV gummies, or Apple Cider Vinegar Gummies, or Slim Sculpt? Slim Sculpt is the big one right now. Those keto ACV gummies, or Apple Cider Vinegar Gummies, whichever way you see them promoted. How do those get you into ketosis? A lot of these brands will put what's called exogenous ketones into the gummies. And when your body's in ketosis, it uses ketones for fuel. It uses the ketones for a lot of biomechanical processes. So as your body is breaking down the fat, it turns it into ketones, which is what you're really using for fuel. It's the ketones that come from your body breaking down the fat. So in these ACV gummies, they add manufactured ketones to it so that your body can use those for fuel. Well, here's the problem. If you're not eating a ketogenic diet and your body is not naturally in a state of ketosis, it's still going to use all the sugars for fuels first. And there's an order to how every body uses fuel, and the order in which your body will choose to use the fuel. And I'm going to put a list of those right here so that you know the order in which your body burns the fuels, because I don't want to mess it up. I'm kind of off the cuff here, just talking. But I'll put that up on the screen right after this so that you know exactly what order your body will use the fuels. The number one thing it uses first is alcohol. And that's why you want to limit your alcohol, because if you consume alcohol and you've still got a lot of weight to lose or a lot of fat to burn, then the first thing it's going to use is the alcohol before it taps into burning the fat. So you want to really limit the alcohol If not, cut it out altogether. I enjoy a nice bourbon every once in a while, but when I do, I'm going to have it right around the meal towards the end of my intermittent fast, because I do that on a daily basis. I don't do breakfast. I'll normally start eating somewhere between 3 o'clock. If I'm hungry, I'll have a meal then. If not, I'm just going to wait until dinner, and I'll just have a big dinner, and it sustains me until the next dinner. Or sometimes I'll get hungry depending on what I'm doing physically the next day. And so I'll eat around 3. And I'm usually done eating by 8, sometimes 9, just depending. But these companies are trying to tell you that by putting extra ketones inside these gummies, that's putting you into a state of ketosis, and that's just not true. If you're eating a lot of carbs, your body's going to burn that sugar, and then you got the ketones on top of it, so it's really not helping at all. Because to fuel your body, it's going to use those fuels in that order that I put up on the screen, and those ketones are just on top of all that. And if you keep eating the carbs, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've always gotten no matter what you take. You know, back in the 1800s, there used to be guys that would ride around selling these magic potions. You know, you could drink this thing and it would cure this, or you could drink that thing and it would cure that. You could drink this potion made from the oil of snakes and it would cure whatever ails you. And they call them snake oil salesmen. And that term's continued to this day, but that was the origin of it. But it was because they tried to tell you that it would cure anything, and they would go from town to town because they figured out that if they stayed in one town too long, guess what? Somebody would have come after them once they figured out the stuff didn't work. So they'd run into town, sell as much as they could, and then they would roll on to the next town as fast as they could and hope nobody caught up with them. And that's what these companies are doing. If you got an old bottle of ACV gummies up in your cabinet, because they've been pushing the same thing for years, this is a cycle. It'll come and go. But if you take that bottle and you Google it, chances are real good that company ain't around anymore. The snake oil salesman. So now the latest and greatest, and they've probably added a gimmick in there now, or 2, or 3. Like, hey, these are much better. A new formulation. Hey, it's the same old stuff. And I use apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is really great at regulating blood sugar. And even before I was on keto full time, because I've tried just about every diet out there, but I had really, really bad heartburn. And I was on Nexium, I was on Prilosec, all the pills out there, Tagamet, everything out there I was on. Because it would work for a while, but it wasn't working because it would fix the problem. It was working because it masked the problem. It masked the symptoms, but it never fixed the problem. So I tried it all until none of it worked anymore. And so I remember reading about apple cider vinegar in school. I went to the Global College of Natural Medicine. And a lot of you don't know I'm a master herbalist and a holistic health practitioner, which has always pushed a plant-based agenda. I don't know if you know anything about that community, but that got me dabbling into plant-based until I really realized I hated that, and it did not work. And that was what started me gaining the weight, even though there was not that many calories in a vegetarian diet. I wanted to try it because so many other people were doing it. And that's a whole other video that I am making, because I've got a lot of experience with that. But during my school, I studied about apple cider vinegar and its great health benefits. And one of the greatest benefits, even if you're not doing keto, that it can help, is with that acid reflux, acid indigestion, because what really causes the acid reflux is not an excess of acid, it's a lack of acid in the stomach. So by adding the apple cider vinegar, it helps to rebuild the acids in your stomach, rebuilds the good gut bacteria, and will help, at least in my case, and in the cases of a lot of people that I know. And let me just say, I'm not giving medical advice. This is not medical advice. I'm not a licensed doctor. Make sure if you try any of those things, you consult your healthcare practitioner. Let me just add that in there. But it cured mine without even being on keto. Now, if you're on keto, you won't need the apple cider vinegar for that necessarily. At least in my case, fixed itself. But then I added back in some of the apple cider vinegar later for the blood sugar regulation benefits and some other benefits. But you could drink a bottle a day of the raw apple cider vinegar with the mother, which is what I recommend. And my daily regimen with my electrolytes that I make in the morning is to put a tablespoon of that in there. And then the electrolytes I do in the afternoon, I'll put a tablespoon in. But you could drink a whole bottle of that, which I definitely would not recommend. And it's not going to put you into ketosis. In fact, if you drink a whole bottle of that, you're probably going to be pretty sick. I've never tried it. Don't want to try it. It's not going to be a challenge that I attempt. But putting all that acid in your body may give you ketoacidosis, which is not a good thing, but it's not going to put you into ketosis. And there's no gummy out there, no amount of gummies out there that are going to do that. And I hope you don't take them, but look them up online. Check out the label and see how much apple cider vinegar is actually in there, or the acetic acid content that's in there, which is the active ingredient in that. And then see how many of those that you would need to take to get the amount of acetic acid that's in 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And spoiler alert, it's going to be a lot of them, which would be really, really expensive because they're not cheap. Just like the snake oil wasn't cheap, because sometimes people's perceived value is greater just based on the cost of some things. Look at a pair of, I don't know the designers. You can leave me a comment if I'm off base on this, but about one of the only designers that I know is Louis Vuitton. And so if Louis Vuitton made jeans, they might be $3,000. Where a good pair of Levi's at Sam's you can get for 35 bucks. Now Levi's has been around for a couple hundred years. They make a great product. Is Louis Vuitton going to be better? They're probably going to be worse, because people that wear Levi's a lot of times work in them and they buy them because they last. And people that buy the Louis Vuitton are buying it because of the name and because it gives them some kind of status in their mind. Now don't get me wrong, I like buying quality stuff. That's why I pay a little more for the apple cider vinegar with the mother, the raw apple cider vinegar that contains all the helpful bacteria that you need for your gut health. That's a better quality. So to me, I'll pay a little more for the things I put in my body versus the things I'm going to put on my body, because I don't really care what the dude that walks past me in the grocery store that I'll probably never see again thinks about my $3,000 Louis Vuitton jeans or whatever. You get the point. I still don't know if Louis Vuitton makes jeans, so let me know if you know. But that to me has never been something that I care about. You know, I drive an F-150 to work in because it's going to last. It's going to help me do my job better. And this car that you see me in is a 2002 Hyundai that I will have forever. You know why? Because I bought it with 60,000 miles on it. I've driven it and taken care of it to almost 250,000 miles. And I've never had anything major go wrong with it because I take care of it. But I don't care what the guy that pulls up beside me at the red light in a $200,000 Mercedes thinks. I could care less. I'll never see him again. But what I do care about is the fact that I'm not running in the rat race to pay for things, to impress people that I'll never see again, and that I don't care about, and don't care about me. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, I will pay a little more for things I put in my body, because to me, that's the important things in life. The number one thing you got is your health. If you don't have your health, you got nothing. All I'm saying is the ACV gummies are pricey. These companies are making a lot of money off those, and they're making a lot of money off people that they can trick into thinking that that's the cure. You can eat whatever you want. And the same thing is going on right now for a lot of the weight loss drugs, and I'll talk about that on another video. But anytime somebody tells you that you can eat whatever you want and get the results, that should throw up a red flag every single time. Because you do have to have some discipline. Now, the recipes that I make, the videos on my channel that I make, is me trying to duplicate the foods that I like and I enjoy. But if I were to get on here and tell you that you can eat the same things that you've always eaten and get the results that you want, then you would know I'm full of it. Because that's what you've been doing, and it ain't working. And even if you ate one of my copycat recipes, and the one I like to use for an example is my keto mac and cheese. And I've got 2 different versions of it that I love. But I may have that once a month, twice a month at the most. Might do one week, wait a couple weeks and have the other one, and I'll have but it's not half my plate either. It's a side dish. If you ate that every day, even though it's a whole lot better choice, you're probably not going to get the results that you want even doing that, even doing a healthier version. So you've got to have some kind of discipline. But the majority of my recipes that I either have out now or that I have coming out, because I've got so many that I use, are what I eat day in and day out. And I've gotten the results that I want. I couldn't have gotten it by eating the same things that I'd been eating. And I definitely couldn't have got the results that I got eating some ACV gummies promoted by snake oil salesmen to try to trick people that they don't think know any better. I believe most of you that watch my channel know better. And not because I told you this, but because if you're watching this channel, you're probably interested in self-improvement, improving your health. If you're watching these videos, you're taking time to educate yourself. Or maybe you came to this channel because you got tricked by a lot of these snake oil salesmen. But if you're taking the time to educate and improve yourself, you're less likely to get fooled by crap like that. There's no magic pill, no magic potion, no powders, no drinks, no snacks, no exogenous ketones that you can take, no weight loss pill you can take that's going to be sustainable. The thing that is going to work ain't the ACV gummies. It's making your mind up that that's what you're going to do, sticking to the plan, and doing it in a way that's sustainable for you. I hope it's my recipes. I hope that's why you're here watching. I hope that they've helped you in some way, because that's my goal. But if it's not mine, I just want you to find a keto plan that works for you and stick with it and achieve all the goals that you're wanting in your life. Lose the weight you want to lose, reverse the health conditions you want to reverse, and be happy, be healthy, and feel the best you can possibly feel. Leave me a thumbs up if you like these keto in the car videos, or leave me a comment. I really want to know if y'all like these. I enjoy doing them. I know it's not my recipe videos, but I hope that at least you can get a little nugget from one of these videos that'll help you or inspire you or motivate you to keep going on this journey, because it's a journey, to me anyway. It's not something that I'm going to do for a short time and say, hey, okay, I achieved my goals, I'm going to go back. What I want to do is make this sustainable for life. And the way I believe I can do that is by still being able to have all the foods, desserts, recipes that I enjoy, just modified to make them healthy and keeping them keto. So let me know what you think. I got some really good ones planned coming up, so I hope you're enjoying these. And let me know if you got any ideas that you'd like to see on one of these videos, because I enjoy seeing those comments also, and I always try to make the videos that y'all want to see. I want to help you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to keep driving, and I'll see you in the next video.